That's probably not supposed to read it, but that's how I'm gonna read it because it's the most charitable to me. Okay, once we hit 100%, we'll reach the next level of modernization. Okay. We're still actually at the Great War era. That doesn't seem good at all. Okay, let's sideline the radicals of the SB, which somehow increased the popularity of the Jacobins. I feel like they'd be more radical, but what the hell do I know? A chat with the Kaiserin. If it wasn't for the stressful reality that the governing a nation have to wait, I'm gonna read that again. If it wasn't for the stressful reality that was governing a nation half divided, Elizabeth would have already been in bed. Thalmann had kept the Kaiseress occupied for some time now, with his passionate discussion of socialist thought and how the Queen could best implement the ideological principles into Germany. The Queen was almost half asleep, had a keen interest in Thalmann's points, nodding her head both in sincere agreement with his statements and simply wishing to postpone the rest of the discussion until she had a good night's rest. But Thalmann had continued his conversation well into the night. Eventually, Elizabeth intervened. Thalmann, could we not continue this conversation tomorrow after supper? For 100 political power? Holy shit. We should have talked to the Queen months ago. I will take you. Following that, with 62 political power, more political power we've had in a long time. Who is pissed the most? 25-15, 25-25-25. I mean, I guess it's Alsace. There we go. Placate them a little bit. Stop and touch some grass. A more modern military. Let's go. So now we're in the interwar. But these are still ongoing, so hopefully we will progress into some. Well, actually, I don't know what this does. The brown resistance. Oh wait, what's the brown resistance? I don't actually know what the brown. I mean, it might be like the brown shirts. Protests in Australia. The French-controlled colony of Australia. That's fine. That's my best guess, because I don't know if we got a pop-up for that. Spain joins the pact. Is that pact the revanchist pact? Oh, it is. That's not good. I don't know why the hell I said it like that. So France is getting more allies. The British are still doing okay. And are your... what's the French-controlled areas? I don't actually know. How are you guys doing against the Philippines? I mean, you're holding out. Bavarian Enterprise is furious about raised taxes. A new law was passed a few days ago in the region of Bavaria, and it had various effects on the population. But most importantly, it raised all taxes by 15%. Bavarian Enterprises and the local population are furious with the change and demand to be reverted immediately. One of the enterprises and some citizens, and some private citizens, even stated they won't be paying taxes until the change is undone. Others are considering doing this. The local government has said that this change had been done because of the changing political and industrial landscape throughout Germany and Europe. Thus, Bavaria shouldn't lag behind and shall industrialize. They've also stated that if a large group of people don't pay their taxes, they will all be arrested. But they also have stated that both not paying and the arrest will put a strain on the Bavarian finances. The local government is still unsure about this, or waiting to a good call to put a decision into stone. 15 unrest. 25 for a 50-50. I mean, 50-50. I mean, what is Bavaria's unrest at right now? 25. Again, I mean, technically it's only 5. I guess here you could get a 50% chance of getting a discount on this. But I mean, I think paying a 5 political power penalty for doing it through the event, not that bad. Also, Italy, have you defeated these guys yet? I mean, you're close. You just gotta take Genoa, and that shouldn't take you too long. Okay, we do have Razor Maidens now. Reconnaissance initiative. Soft, I mean, what's their soft attack already? 10, so that's going to get it up to 11. Plus for reconnaissance. I mean, what does it say about them? While never seeing wartime service, the war saw many gearheads experiment on themselves, chasing perpetual, unachievable high of being faster, stronger, and deadlier. This practice led to the development of the Razor Maidens, a unique class of special operation units largely composed of heavily augmented women. Every appendage is augmented, turning these units into incredible fast-killing machines. In some instances, literally armed to the teeth. Okay. Does it even have any base reconnaissance? They don't. But you can only do one or the other. You give them more initiative. Your initiative is... I don't know. Piercing goes up. Genes? I guess we'll go gene splicing? Does that seem okay? Maxie, do I want to get this, or do I want to get... I mean, you are 33, you're 35. You know, let's just... We'll do a very boring artillery upgrade first. And what about you? 5 factories for a month? I mean, I would like to get our military modernization up faster. I don't really know what it does. What the hell is initiative? I don't really know, honestly. I think it's in here somewhere. Initiative. The higher initiative a unit has, the commissioner can be reinforced in the battle. Initiative also multiplies any coordination modifiers you may have. So it's kind of, it's garbage, basically. Don't worry about initiative. I think it's... Is it just reinforcement rate? I think it's literally just reinforcement rate. Because if I'm not mistaken, is that not just like literally what this does? Reinforcement rate. Chance per hour that a unit are able to actively join the fight. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. I'm going to Google this because I have no idea what the difference between these two things are. HOI4 initiative. Initiatives increase the speed at which division reinforce. Oh, okay, so it's not reinforcement rate. It's how much they reinforce. Like if a unit goes down to half HP, it speeds up the time it goes from half HP to full HP. Who cares? So I think it's what the support companies do. Not signal comp. No, yeah. It gives them more initiative. So they reinforce faster, as in units. Like, see how these tank units are damaged? They would get their orange bar filled up faster with high initiative. Whereas reinforcement is how quickly they join the front lines during a battle. Okay. Riots across America. America being divided? I've never heard of such a thing. Racial segregation, the Dixie Divide, Legacy of the Iberian Campaign, Breadbasket of the Empire. Feeling that the United States might... I don't know if they'd actually call themselves the United States. I don't know. They might declare independence, though. Maybe. Okay, sideline the radicals. Just deploy these units wherever. Will we support in the Great Balkan War? I mean, let me just see. Let me see what these actually do. We either help Hungary or we help Yugoslavia. Treaty with Hungary has been defeated. I mean, probably Hungary, right? I mean, if it's Hungary and Bulgaria versus Serbia and Romania. The treaty with Romania. I mean, who would... Let's take a look at these stats, if we can. Never mind, we cannot. They're all mysteries to us. I mean, I guess we'd probably support... I mean, if we're socialist, I feel like it makes more sense that we would support the socialists in Hungary, kind of, than support the royalist in Yugoslavia. I don't really know. Hey, we got some units. We got 1 infantry. Hands are experts. Don't care about that right now. You're also, like, not that great. Send you to the Prussian border. Italy aside with the UK. Are you fucking serious? You piece of shit? You, Italy. You are part of my little thingy. The Hamburg membership. You can't slide to Britain right after that. Maybe. Actually, maybe I want to join the British. I don't really know. Also, maybe I should be reading those little pop-up events for the background of the lore. Okay, 60% with you. Political power gain. I mean, it's already fucking ass. The German cultural movement in Breslau outraged over sympathetic stance towards Poles. In a paper written by the city of Breslau, a German cultural movement called the NKK, the National Conservative Kulturbund, or the National Conservative Culture Movement. This community is set up by the Christian conservatives in 1920 in the city to counter the growing Polish sentiment and nationalism in the city. Especially after 1928, the NKK began to take more shape. The Russian government announced its support for Polish claims. Because of the rising tensions of the European continent, this community has recently started a riot in the streets and publicly stated their opposition to rising sympathy for Poles, which has recently slipped the city and the nation in the papers. The director-manager of the community in the newspaper has been asked multiple times to take down the statement and apologize in the name of both the newspaper and in the name of the KKK, but has not done so yet. The local politicians are not happy with the director and the WDKG and have issued a statement with a national newspaper, after which the national government caught wind of it, who are said to be discussing the matter. Okay, so this is Austrian unrest now. Again, I anything that gives me the lower unrest, I will take. We'll organize an event for German-Polish friendship, even though they are national. They're nationalist, but they're only nationalist because of the because of Russia, right? If theoretically Poland was to break away from the Russians, I would like them to be an ally of ours. Assuming we can join a faction, or we can create a faction. I'm assuming at some point we will be able to, but I don't know when exactly that will be. Let's send you to the French front for now. 100 political power. Diplomatic efforts have been disabled in Pax to avoid AI fuckery. Okay, well, fair enough. Demonstrate war tactics. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, we're not building up a lot of command power, but Finnish volunteers. I mean, how many troops do you guys have? No idea. How many troops do you guys have? No idea. I'm assuming you don't have an airport. World tension is not... Unfortunately, it's not high enough for us to send volunteers. We need 20% world tension. We're only at a paltry 10%. Holy shit, they found a dinosaur. Good on you, Algeria. Are you... Your concession? What flag is this? The Divine Kingdom of Portugal. You know what? That's a sweet fucking flag. That's a cool looking flag. Ban workers' rights. 2 civilian factory, 2 military factory. You also get a lot of unrest. 2 medical facilities. You get the 8-hour... Oh yeah, I haven't even actually looked at any of these. So we get an 8-hour workday. Universal suffrage. I mean, we can't change any of these right now. Independent free press. Public meetings are allowed. Limited women's rights. We're neutral on minorities. We got basic policing. Okay. 12-hour workdays. Basic healthcare. Subsidized basic education. We're moderate state welfare. We're allowing trade unions. No slavery. Widespread poverty. Okay, not great. We're industrialized. We don't have illiteracy problems. We are underperforming economically. Okay, so this is what it does. It actually makes research speed for doctrines worse. Which, I mean... I'm guessing this is a holdover from the old version of the mod, because like you don't research land doctrines. It actually makes units cheaper too. Okay, so I mean it's good to do this basically. We also have 2 slots open. You're 34. Give me the 34 industry tax, please, and thank you. Okay, so you're gonna reset again. And I don't believe there's any... Now that we're up to modern military, I don't think this actually does anything for us. 2 civilian factories. We need political power for this. And this will probably try to remove our... Nicaragua has been bridged. Okay. And a World's Affair has begun in Buenos Aires. And local Dusseldorfers oppose expansion of arms factories. Dusseldorf today, a group of workers, politicians, and citizens protested against the construction of a new arms factory in the industrial sector of the city. They say they oppose the building of the arms factory as they can barely see the skies as it is. This only adds to the feeling of isolation. A great deal of pressure is put on the owner to not yet construct the factory, as he is also the local politician who's been leading candidate for the Liberal Party, who in the past has talked about stopping the building of new factories in the city and its districts. Because of its role as politician in the local government has been ineffective with handling the situation. Delay construction. Does this actually thing is like this doesn't even give us a how much does the Rhineland hate us? $25. I mean, the thing is, I would like the political power, but we'll delay it. We'll keep on delaying it. Most of these areas in Germany are not too upset with us. They're actually fairly okay with the way that things have been going in the country. This guy's Schleswig-Holstein, led by Christian X. We're also at -94 political power. I mean, it's not good. And even this 50 political power actually does not help us here. Break the Freikorps. Tactical political unrest. Help our allies. Most of them can't really do anything for us, though. German Africa, land of opportunities. Do you want to support the traditionalist? Traditional resistance. You're kind of, who cares? Mobility. War of attrition. What do you actually give us? Ram battle plan. Superior. I always like superior firepower. Land doctrine. Armored minus 10% is pretty good. Plane speed goes down. 5% organization is a little meh. 10% breakthrough though. 50% cheap artillery. Never another Paris. Serve oil. Minus 15. Okay. Minus 15% fuel consumption. That seems like it could be kind of broken. We're not even 1 year into this game yet. Okay, logistic companies we don't need. Panzerhounds. Shock jockeys, which I think have like Tesla coil guns. Pretty cool. Give me just basic 1918 sport weapons. The Filipino Stalemates. The brutal terrain of the Philippines, also trained as 3 Rs there. The Philippines does not favor our armies, and we've been a stalemate of Filipino insurrections for a little while now. Commanders are now strongly debating pulling out of the Philippines altogether and leaving them be. This is now considered to be an optimal choice, as the supplies are running low and morale even lower. Okay, peaceful honor. This is... The British have withdrawn from Vietnam. They still have Cambodia, though. Okay, so... 150 political power and 10% stability. Are you kidding me? We've got to go to war. Also, you've been losing terribly. What the hell's happened to you? Do we have any units in the area? Yeah, you guys. I'm going to request your entire army. And I'm going to send you to the Philippines. Yeah, I mean, I can't take a 150 political power penalty. We're already at a -135. Do you think I can afford a 10%? I mean, stability tax is okay. But... By the way, I just realized at the very beginning of this stream, I read this as enough dead horses for the end of time. It says heroes. And I think I might just be stupid. Okay, let's break the Frycore. Still at negative 82 political power. That's okay. I'm sure that's fine. Get the radio. It actually has also plus 4% coordination. What the hell is coordination? Okay, give me a second. What the hell is coordination? Legitimately, I do not know. Okay. Okay, so you are in. Oh no, you're not a state is mad at me event. The Hirschfield Institute. The political and social upheaval of the interwar period produced a vibrant community of theorists in Germany. Of particular note was Magnus Hirschfield, a leading figure in sexual studies. Born in Kolsberg, Brandenburg, Prussia, Hirschfield spent the interwar years pioneering his research in alternative sexuality. Hirschfield's most notable work in recent years has been his advocacy for the concept of spectrum sexuality. Spectrum sexuality argues for the idea that gender and sexual preference is a fluid concept and independent of one another. Going against traditional sexology studies of the subject, this Hirschfield has been a prominent advocate for homosexual rights throughout Germany, often butting heads with the more conservative-minded politicians. Up until recently, the Hirschfield Institute of Sexual Studies has been funded by private investors. However, now Hirschfield himself has approached the German government to seek official support. So we get, I'm actually surprised it gives you political power, but you know what? Boom, I'll do it. We'll support their options here. A shooting between socialists and reactionaries in Salzburg. All seemed normal on Wednesday morning on the Griesgrass in the city of Salzburg. Birds chirped, people came and went. All was well. Two gentlemen met on a bench near the water of a river. They sat down, talked somewhat, and then all of a sudden, one seemed to be shocked. He reaches to his pocket and shoots the man next to him in the head. Silence bestowed upon the Griesgrass. I'm not even too sure what that means. A man screams from a nearby bridge and shoots the murderer. Before you know it, a gang war ensues on the boulevard. Death overtakes the oh-so-quiet area. People dead, people confused, and blood everywhere. Many people die, many are injured. The police intervene in the shooting and join in as a third party. The fight lasts long, with no clear winner coming out after a few hours. The fighting finally stopped when one side ran out of bullets and surrendered. The other side did the same thing. The police arrested both. After checking their walls, both sides were identified and fitting with the ideologies. One side were socialists, and the other reactionaries. The police were furious when their respective organizations, and even threatened to arrest all members. Even one's not involved with the shooting. The decision is not set in stone, however, as the local government has to agree. Ban guns. Just arrest the instigators. Surprisingly, ban guns actually gives you the most unrest penalty. Or, not penalty, debuff. Debuff? I mean, we're only at 15. Honest? Something just fell off my desk. Honestly, I mean, they're only at 15. Arrest the instigators. Give me the political power.